At level number one, people follow you because they have to. At level number two, people follow you because they want to. I can always tell in a company when people are at level number one with their overseers versus if they're level number two. Let me tell you the difference. At level number one, if you're leading people on level number one, the question people ask all the time while they're following you is, how little do I have to do and not be fired? They're looking for the least that they have to do. At level number one, I can always tell, because if I'm at a company where their leaders are not very good leaders and they're all at level number one, and if the quitting time is at 5 o'clock, you go through the offices of level number one leaders, and you go through you know what? The desk is cleared at 4:45. Yeah. In fact, at 4:45, all work is done. It's all put away. And all the people that work there have their tennis shoes on. And they're in a 3-point stance. And they're watching that clock. And at 5 o'clock, they're gone. At 5:01, every car is out of the parking lot. Because at level number one, people only follow you because they have to. At level number two, what happens? Now they like you. They want to follow you. You have a relationship with them. This is where synergy begins to build. At level number two, people will give you extra time. At 5 o'clock, if you're in the middle of a project, they're still working on the project because they like you. They like being with you. You're doing this thing together, and away you go. So at level number two, it's a wonderful level to be on because you like the people like you, and the relationship now has begun to build. I sometimes call this the second mile level. This is extra effort is at level number two. Minimal effort is at level number one. But there's a higher level than level number two. The third level of leadership is the production level. The production level. At level number three, the key word is results. At level number three, people follow you because of what you have done for the organization. At level number three, now people follow you because they look at you and they see that you've done some wonderful things for the company. In fact, they'll look at you and they'll say, oh my goodness, since they joined the company has doubled its profits, the company has increased its client base. And when you're at level number three, they talk of you in terms of great endearment because they not only like you because you're on level number two with them, but on level number three, now they say, this person's done a lot for the organization. So they follow you because of what you have produced. It's a wonderful level to be on. By the way, when you're on level number three, you're still on level number two. And you're still on level one. You're building a foundation now under your leadership. So when you get to level number three, you don't leave level two. In other words, you don't get to level number three and say, boy, am I glad that I'm off of level number two. I don't have to like people anymore. This is going to be so good. Woo. I was so tired of being nice to people. You don't leave the level, you build on the levels. So when you're on level number three, you've got level 3, 2, and 1 underneath you. Now you're building a foundation under your leadership. Now, it's at level number 3 where people follow you because of what you have done for the organization. It's at level number 3 that momentum kicks in. It's at level number 3 that all of a sudden your company, your department is absolutely, you've got what I call the big mo. You've got the big mo going for you. You've got momentum going for you, and it's a wonderful level to be on. Because let me tell you something, the best friend of a leader is momentum. Because when you have momentum as a leader, everything is exaggerated in a positive way. When you have got momentum as a leader, everybody talks about you, about how good it's going and how good you are. Can I tell you something? When you've got the big mo going for you, people think you are better than you really are. And that's a good thing. They'll say, whoa, awesome leader. Oh, my, just incredible leader. Well, you're not that good. But you have momentum going for you. You see, when momentum is against you, when it's negative, can I tell you something? You're worse than people think you are. So momentum exaggerates you either to better or to worse. It exaggerates you positively or exaggerates you negatively. And let me tell you something about momentum. Momentum is the greatest problem solver in your company. If you really want to solve problems, get momentum. Momentum will solve many more problems than anything else in your organization, because momentum is a problem solver. Let me explain. A train going 55 miles an hour down a track, that train going 55 miles an hour down a track can smash through a 5-foot thick concrete steel reinforced wall and just keep on going because it has momentum. It hits that wall, smashes it, and just keeps going. The engineer looks at his buddy and said, did we hit something back there? Well, what allowed it to get through the wall? It was momentum that allowed. That same train without momentum stopped dead on its tracks. If you put a 1-inch block in front of its driving wheel, that same train can't even get started. Think about it. With momentum, a 5-foot thick concrete steel reinforced wall can be broken. Without momentum, that train can't even get started with a 1-inch problem. So when people come to me and they'll say, the problem in our organization is we got these problems, we got all these problems, and because of all these problems, we're just not having a very good year. And I just want you to know that problems are overrated and momentum is underrated. On level number 3, if you can get to level number 3, you're going to be able to knock down most of the problems in your life. In fact, I tell people all the time, their problem is not the problem. The problem is they don't know the problem's not the problem. And so the problem that is not the problem becomes a problem. Not because it is a problem, but the problem is they didn't know it wasn't a problem. So now the problem that wasn't a problem has become a problem. And now they have a problem that they didn't have if they would have known that the problem wasn't the problem. But because the problem was they didn't know the problem wasn't the problem, that now the problem that wasn't the problem has become the problem. And now they have a real problem because the problem was they didn't know the problem wasn't a problem. Some melancholy is raising their hand. Excuse me. Could you repeat that one more time? By the way, managers try to solve problems. Leaders try to create momentum. What leaders know is if you can create momentum in your organization, 90% of the problems that will ever pop up will be solved. Not because you're a great problem solver, not because you're smart. Most of the problems will be solved because you have momentum. Momentum solves problems, and managers are always trying to fix problems, and leaders are trying to create momentum. They realize that 90% of the problems you have can be fixed if you can just get on level 3. Level 3 is a wonderful level to be on. It's a wonderful level to lead people on, because if you're on this level and you're leading them on this level, it becomes absolutely amazing what you can accomplish. But there's a higher level. In fact, all of my books that I write, all of my lectures that I give and teaching, I do because my goal is to get the people to level number 4. Now, I know there are 5 levels. But all I've got to do is get you to level 4. If you can get to level 4 on your own, the people that work with you will put you on level 5. So you don't need to worry about level 5. You don't need to worry about that for several reasons. One is you're not there, so don't worry about it. Okay. My name's John. I'm your friend. Okay. Level number 4. Level number 4 is what I call the personhood level. No, it isn't. No, it isn't that. I'm sorry. It's not that at all. Okay. Excuse me. That's level 5. Okay. I'm a leader, but I have no clue. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm laughing at myself. Level 4. By the way, when you make mistakes, laugh at yourself. Everybody else is. Join them, okay? Don't just be by yourself, okay? Okay. Level number 4 is the people development level. The people development level. The key word here is reproduction. At level number 4, you're now reproducing people and reproducing leaders, and the key word is, at level